Now, Shakespeare comes up here, and don't worry, I'm not really into Shakespeare. That's not really my thing. But persona really means mask. I mean, if we look at the literal translation of persona, we're looking at the mask that an individual wears. And back in Shakespeare's time, when they were actors, they would literally wear masks. And at the end of the night, they would take their mask off to reveal their true persona. Some of you might have masks that you wear. I sure do. And when I talk to students, I use a little different mask than when I talk to, let's say, the dean of the college. Or when I'm working with little kids, I act a little differently. Or when I'm with my friends from high school that I never see, I probably act differently then too. So what's your persona? Is it consistent? Does it change? And Shakespeare said that all the world's a stage and all the men and women are merely players. So what is our self? What is our presentation? Do we have an accurate perception of our own presentation? Of our personality? I'm not so sure. And when we talk about personality in this class, a lot of these things overlap with themes in religion and themes in philosophy. So we're going to look at a number of different areas. And this is Eastern philosophies and religions like Buddhism. We're going to look at concepts of self-fulfillment and consciousness. And some of these things have been debates that people have been arguing about for years, like the Renaissance philosophers. Like Descartes was concerned with mind and body dualism. And that debate still rages today. So we'll talk about the nature of consciousness and how that relates to personality. Now, the last person I'm going to talk about today before I end the video is Charles Darwin. And Darwin really is responsible for opening the doors to the study of personality. Before Darwin, there was this concept called determinism. And so if somebody said, you know, why is that guy so depressed all the time? And I know this sounds a little glib, but the answer would have been, well, God wants him to be depressed, so why should we even worry about it? And your personality was thought to be determined by outside factors. We'll just say that. Well, when Darwin came along, and obviously his ideas were very controversial, but they were also revolutionary. And Darwin's ideas allowed us to study human beings almost as animals. And that might not sound as pleasant to you as it does to me. But what went out the door was the concept of determinism. So we were able to look at human behavior and a similar function to animal behavior, what the adaptive values of those behaviors were, like in terms of natural selection. And remember, his law was survival of the fittest. And what that really means is who adapted best to their environment and was able to produce the largest number of offspring. And it's not just survival of the fittest through beating each other up. Sometimes survival of the fittest might be with cooperation. So it's not kind of as violent as I think a lot of people think it is. And a lot of people misinterpret Darwin's concept of natural selection. But just like animals, we are subjected to the laws of nature. And we can look at animal personalities and their adaptive functioning, but we can also look at human personalities. And so by removing the concept of determinism, it opens up the field and allows us to study the personalities of people. And that's what we're going to do this whole semester. So this should be confusing. And you're supposed to be a little confused at this point. But don't worry, you'll understand this. And we'll start with Freud. Many of you have gone over Freud before, and it'll be a refresher. and we'll talk about how Freud impacted the field of personality psychology. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll try and do these almost for every chapter, and then at some point we'll probably do Illuminate sessions as well. And I just want you to have these lectures to supplement the material, so absolutely read your book and look at the PowerPoint slides. You might have more slides than I went over, that's fine, go over those too, and take the material that I deliver in this video format to enhance the course and help with the discussion. So keep on that discussion board. You've got all weekend to write replies, and by next Tuesday I'll likely have new discussion questions up. So that's it. Email me if you have any questions or concerns, and again, welcome to Personality Psych 3210.